Alright everyone, this one made me laugh. Welcome back to another Game Vault video. As always, I'm Captain Beefy with the Game Vault. We're going to talk about Genshin Impact today, so let's just cue the music and we'll get right to it. So, Genshin Impact revenue increases over 8% in spite of active boycott against the game and the developer. So, that's from August compared to July. Now, I guess the boycott was launched back in July with a petition titled Stop Cultural Appropriation and Whitewashing in MiHoYo Games. The petition states, "We call on MiHoYo to stop cultural appropriation and whitewashing in their games and to commit to respectful and accurate representation of all cultures." It continues, MiHoYo, a leading game development company, has repeatedly taken inspiration from indigenous cultures without proper representation and respect. In particular, the many characters from Sumeru and Natlan in Genshin Impact and from Penacony in Honkai Star Rail are all clearly white or only lightly tanned at best, with the exception of some enemy NPCs, which has sparked concerns of racism among players and indigenous communities. So, they'll never cry when you get a black Little Mermaid, right? Or Snow White turns out to be anything but Snow White. They won't be upset when Heimdall is played by an African, or a black, I'm sorry, no, he wasn't African American, a black actor. You know, a very good one, but still, black actor. When a game like, I don't know, Alan Wake 2 replaces the main character with a black female partway through for a portion of the game, not for the whole game, but, you know, instead of playing as Alan Wake, you play as her for a good portion of time. Angrboda in God of War Ragnarok, she's black, and she's a Norse, a Jotun, a frost giant. She's black. Again, a fantastic actress. I love her to death. She did a fantastic job, but still, they have no problem in any kind of race swapping, gender swapping. You know, go back to Ghostbusters 2016, Ocean's 8. You know, the list goes on and on. The latest rumor I heard, and this is a funny one, I don't know if this is going to come to pass, this has got to be somebody trolling out there, is that they're going to do Fight Club, but with all females. And that's just kind of like females in general anyway, you know, that know each other, they're always fighting. So I don't know what that one's going to be about. They're going to be calling each other bitch and then slapping each other, or what? I don't know. But that sounds like probably one of the worst movies that will ever be made, if that is actually going to be made. They just don't get it, right? Or they'll make them gay, the characters, or they'll make them trans, or whatever. You know, they just want to keep messing with things and changing things up. So, but God forbid, don't represent somebody properly in your own game, and they're not tan enough for you. I mean, some people were lightly tanned. Are we actually going to hold up like one of those little paint things you get from the, from Home Depot to see which shade of brown that they are and determine if they are black enough to count? Is that what we're reducing human beings to? A little color palette? Come on, guys. You got to be better than this. That is not the way it works with people. I mean, my God. I am a white guy, right? I'm Ukrainian. I've got Ukrainian, Italian, Polish blood, right? And, I'm light, I'm white, but if I go out in the sun and spend a summer, spend quite a few days in the sun in the summer, I get pretty damn dark. I can pass for Hispanic easily. Very, very easily. And it's funny, am I all of a sudden, a different person now because I tanned? Did I appropriate a culture at that point? I mean, what's going on with this? It's absolute insanity. But next it declares cultural appropriation and whitewashing perpetuate, here we go, harmful stereotypes and diminish the rich cultural heritage of indigenous communities. These practices not only misrepresent cultures but also contribute to ongoing marginalization and disrespect. It's almost like they have a script that was written by some clown a few years back and is handed out to everybody. It's like, in this situation, you use this answer. In this situation, you use that answer, and yada, yada, yada. Because these answers always sound exactly the same. They sound practiced, almost like they're spoken by rote. And it's boring now. I mean, it's really boring. We're all over it, guys. Stop getting butthurt over stupid crap and enjoy the game or don't enjoy the game. You know? And go ahead and boycott, because your boycotts never work. Hogwarts Legacy, Wukong, Black Myth Wukong. I mean, hello, this one's probably going to go through the stratosphere because the right people are boycotting it. When I say the right people, I mean the left. Don't get confused here. The correct people are boycotting it. Let's put it that way to make it a little more accurate. So, yeah, anytime these leftist lunatics start boycotting something, I look at it in a different light. I'm like, well, you know what? Well, let me check this out, Maybe I'd like that movie. Maybe I'd like that book. Maybe I'd like that game. Let me look a little deeper into it. And I'll look a little deeper, and if it sounds like something I would enjoy and it would be worth my financial investment and my time investment, then yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. I gotta thank him for sometimes. They give me some good recommendations and all along the way. But it then issues a list of demands. Here we go. The first one. MiHoYo to engage with indigenous cultural consultants, i.e. Sweet Baby Inc. Or something like that. Maybe not them exactly, but something like that. Revise existing content to ensure accurate representation. Commit to creating diverse and inclusive characters. It has over 109,000 signatures. On top of the petition, an X account called HYV Boycott declared, I think it's safe to say that we have all had enough of the erasure of our cultures and identities. Today, I introduce you all to Boycott Hoyoverse. We will be an account sharing how you can boycott, spread the word, anything helps. Sorry guys, I don't care. Okay? Personally, I don't give a shit if you're erased from history or whatever, your culture's erased and all that. I honestly don't care anymore. I used to care about stuff like this. I used to be like, oh, well, that kind of sucks. That's not right. Yeah. Now I realize everybody's just being a big crybaby. Yeah, you're just being a big crybaby. Or cry-bully is a more accurate term, because you get upset over something and then you yell about it and cry about it and go online about it, and then you bully the people. You try to bully people into either supporting you or changing what they've done to suit your narrative and your feelings and all that, whatever. Yeah, I'm tired of it, man. So, if you don't like it, well, sorry. Move on. Go do something different. Play a different game, whatever. But shut up, because all you're doing is drawing attention to this game, and you're going to increase the sales, you're going to increase the profits, and you're going to just get madder and madder and madder because you're losing. Culture has shifted in the United States. Normal people are now recognizing what's going on. Normal people, the people that weren't involved in a culture war, are seeing these weird, atrocious things that the left keeps pushing. And they're like, whoa, when did we start doing this? When did we start doing that? And then if they look into it for a little bit and watch a couple of videos, they're like, oh my God, it's been going on that long? This is what's happening? This is despicable. I want nothing to do with this. And they're pushing back. You guys had it good for a while, I'll tell you that. You dominated the discourse on, everything online pretty much and all that. And then Elon Musk bought Twitter and broke the left. I mean, my God, that was one of the funniest things I ever saw. First was Donald Trump getting elected. That broke the left. Everyone was going to leave the country, right? Everyone was going to move to Canada and Europe and Mexico and all that. I wish you all did, because we wouldn't have this old fart clown in office right now. In fact, Democratic Party would be history. It would have was-were pronouns at this point if all of you clowns left. But you stuck around because you're just crying into the wind. You're a bunch of assholes. Yeah, and now you're doing it again with 2024. If Trump wins, well, good. I hope he wins, and I hope you leave. But I know you won't leave, But I'll be glad to, escort you off the property if that's the case. Yeah, but that's what happens here. Everybody always threatens, and, they just want... It's frustrating. Anyway, the account adds, there's been a distinct lack of darker skin tones represented in the game. Characters from these cultures are actively being heavily referenced, but are being whitewashed. This is especially noticeable and ever-present in not only Sumeru and Natlan, but also in other nations. These practices not only misrepresent such cultures, but also contribute to the ongoing marginalization and disrespect that is perpetuating colorism further in the media, causing even more harm than good to communities and groups of individuals who are not part of them, the account stated. Oh, you guys are just so insufferably boring at this point, okay? You don't like white people, I get it. You don't have to like white people. If you don't like white people, don't buy white people games, don't watch white people TV shows or movies, and don't eat white people food or anything like that. Just do your own thing. Live within your little comfortable, safe bubble of all brown LGBT people or whatever it is that makes you feel safe. I honestly don't care. I really don't care, but we're just tired of everything else being forced on us. So here we have an example of a game that didn't force all that garbage on everybody. It didn't force DEI on everybody. And you're mad about it, you know? You'll make fun of us for complaining about something like changing the Little Mermaid and making her black, right? And well, whatever, it's just this and that, Well, come on, guys. It's not just a story, It's more than that. It's a historical story, It's an old story. It's a fairy tale, I believe. And it comes from, very, very, very white roots, So why did we make her black? But we still gave her red hair. We didn't keep her natural colored hair. I mean, I don't get it. It's all weird. None of it makes sense with you guys. It's just like no rule book. It's just throw shit against the wall, see what sticks, check which way the wind's blowing that day, and go in that direction. That's what the left does all the time, and it's really insufferable and annoying. The boycott appeared to completely fail in the month of July as Hoyoverse revenue increased 10% across its three major titles: Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, and the newly released Zenless Zone Zero. Say that one fast a few times. Across the three games, the company grossed $177.4 million. In comparison, Hoyoverse grossed $163 million in June from just Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. That's an 8.8 increase in revenue from month to month. Well, to be fair, they released a new game, it looks like, in that time, and that's fantastic. So yeah, they should have a higher revenue. Boycott ain't working. What about games like Concord, guys? That there was a nice woke game for y'all. Oh, nobody played it. Where were you guys for that? If that's what you want, that game was very diverse. It had Lizzo in it. It had some weird black trans lady with round glasses and this disgusting hair. It had some goofy, fat Hispanic-looking guy in it, and everybody looked gay or whatever. I mean, it was very, very diverse. Where were you guys for that? Why didn't you buy that game and play it? Why didn't you support that game? Dustborn, that was diverse. One of the main characters is Vitaglio, and you had the black lesbian lead and the non-binary blonde dudette or whatever it was in the back seat, and then the gay Doctor Strange. You guys didn't buy that one. Concord never topped 1,000 consecutive concurrent players. Dustborn never topped 100. Concord was shut down just a couple days ago. 2 weeks after it released. 2 weeks. This game cost hundreds of $millions and took 8 years to make, and it shut down. It was a live service game, 5v5 shooter, hero shooter, in the vein of games like Overwatch and stuff like that. And it was utter garbage, and nobody showed up for it. But that's your game. Support it, right? Support it. I buy games to support sometimes. Might not be a game I would normally play, but I'll buy it to support. Because, hey, it's something I believe in. It's a developer I believe in. It's something I want to see succeed. Even if it's not my type of game, I want to see it succeed. There have been recent games that I learned to love that I heard from boycotts. Games like Hogwarts Legacy, which was fun. Wasn't the greatest game in the world, but it was a lot of fun. But still was woke as hell in there. I don't know what they were crying about. They were just crying about it because J.K. Rowling made money off of it, and they all hate her because she says that women are women and men can't be women, and that's the truth. It just upsets everybody, and they get all butthurt about it and mad. But that's the absolute truth. So made her Stellar Blade. The chick is the main character's hot on realistic body standards. It was scanned from a model, a real person. It wasn't a fat, dumpy Lizzo-looking thing or a trans-looking guy or whatever. It was a good-looking woman with a nice body and some skimpy outfits, and it was a lot of fun, the game. That was a game that was on my radar? No, not until I heard about the protests, and I looked into it, and I was like, you know what? Shoot, let's get it. This year it's Wukong, Black Myth Wukong, the monkey game. Looked, everything I saw about it looked pretty damn cool. I'm not a fan of China. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat. I'm not a fan of China. So this one took some real soul searching on it. But in the end, I said, you know what? I would rather give my money to a group of communists across the ocean in China, and rather than, my homegrown communists, my left-wing communists, just to get back at them. I would rather enrich them across the sea, because I know it's going to hurt my guys back home here. My communists that live here. It's going to make them mad. So that's why I did it. Anyway, following the seeming failure of the boycott, the boycotters promised they would escalate their tactics. The HIV boycott account posted, "We're just getting started. The boycott isn't going anywhere until we achieve our goals. We will keep escalating until Hoyoverse stop whitewashing and provide authentic representation in their games." Harbinger Girls posted, "Remember to keep boycotting and talking about the petition. Representation matters on Boycott HIV." The user added, "Don't forget to sign the petition if you haven't yet." It does not seem to have made an impact at all. Gotcha revenue reports the Genshin Impact grossed a total of 40.3 for the month of August, up 8.04 compared to July, where it grossed 37.3. When Genshin Impact's revenues increased, Hoyoverse did see their monthly revenue between all three games decline down to 111.1 million for the month. However, it's very likely that September will see a big increase as Genshin Impact has released its new Natlan update. Nevertheless, revenue still appears to have increased year over year, as Gacha Revenue reported that Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail grossed a combined total of 81 million in August 2023. That means the company's revenue increased over 37% year over year. I guess these are characters from the game. This isn't my art style or anything like that. I don't know what these games are about. If you guys do, let me know down in the comments. I'm going to look them up and look into them just out of curiosity. Just to see is this something that would interest me at all. I don't know. Probably not based off the art style, but it's cool. I know people love this kind of stuff quite a bit and enjoy these type of games. So more power to them. Hold the line, guys. Don't give in. You know what I mean? Don't give in to these diversity bullies, these cyber bullies, these lunatics that just want to change everything and look at a game and find themselves in a game. They're utterly insane. Okay? Nobody needs representation in a game. A game is an escape. A game is something to pass the time and enjoy yourself with. It's not it's not something to see yourself in. I mean, utterly ridiculous. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Ring that bell for notifications. I will see you all next time. As always, I'm Captain Beefy with the Game Vault. Until then, peace.